candidates for that seat, Jack Kaufman and Sean Bostock. Jack, you going to start?
I'm going to let Sean.
You're going to let Sean. Okay. All right. 6 minutes.
You're going to throw me to the wolves. First off, my name's Sean Bostock. I'm 37 years old. For 17 years, I worked either at a firehouse or on the ambulance as an advanced EMT. I'm not polished, so I'm going to cheat and look at my notes here and there. I decided to run for this office to give the people a viable option. Years and years and years and years and years, as long as I can remember, there's been same names in and out, and we get the same results. We've got the same points of views getting tossed around. Nothing good's happening. I can't say nothing good. There's been good. I can't bash everybody in one fell swoop. There have been positives, but the negatives have far outweighed it. Our budget shortfalls are at a huge disproportion to our money coming in. Some of that is on the state. You heard me asking the questions about unfunded mandates, but just like in the sports arena, one call doesn't make the game, decide the game. There's a lot of other things that can be done throughout that game that changes where we go. We're facing an influx of travelers, new residents, and our infrastructure can't handle it. I drove down Stacy Road, I rode my motorcycle today, and it about killed me. Topping the hills, and they start a paved patch, half-assedly, right in the middle of a hill on a blind turn, and this is all over the county. Our highway crews is using asphalt. They're using asphalt. Why aren't we using chip and seal, which is a much more cost-effective tool? The state has switched to it on their roads. It's not a fix-all. It's an extension. Instead of putting asphalt down every time something's needed, put a chip and seal. It's half the cost, and it'll extend your roads 6 to 7 years. We need to go to a zero-based budgeting system. There are divisions just spending way too much money in your house, and your house, and in your house. If you don't have the money, you have to cinch your belt a little bit tighter and say, I need to go without that for now. Had to give the sheriff's office a lot of credit. They sucked it up. They had some crappy equipment. They went and was able to obtain some grants to pay for some new equipment that was much needed. I'm just going to hit on and miss on some of the stuff that I wanted to discuss. One of the things that we can do on the jail as commissioners being over the county properties is some shuffling around of the security checkpoint to free up some manpower that's needed elsewhere in the jail. The downstairs, when you walk in, you have 4 to 6 guys earning about $22,000 to $23,000. I haven't seen their wages, I'm guessing. Those guys can be used elsewhere. We can put a mag door controlled by the sheriff's office to control that back stairwell, which is the stairwell in question where the gentleman got up there with a weapon. Put a mag door there. We could have local ordinance options compared to state statutes, where with the state statute, you go to jail. You become a criminal for certain things. We can, just like with the speed limit, we can have a county ordinance for possession of marijuana. And that fine of $50 or whatever can go to, half of it can go to rehab in the jail, half of it can go to a community-based matching fund, similar to a 401k with local businesses, to provide a rehab on the outside for Clark County residents. By doing that, that will help alleviate some of the heroin epidemic, just some of it. That's just one small step. But we are also enabling them through the use of the needle exchange and the Narcan. We're not helping them, we're enabling them and giving them a safety net. From an EMS standpoint, I don't want to see anybody lose their lives, but when one of those overdoses occur, you have EMS responding, you have police responding, you have fire responding, all passing citizens. I've seen Engine 1 in Jeffersonville plow a car and put it through a gas pump, responding to an overdose. It's been a while, but everybody else is in danger. Insurance rates go up. It's a trickle-up effect. Everything goes up. if we can supply a rehab in the county using a fundraising option, like the matching 401k style, using these fines to do that, there's no tax increase. We're reducing the overcrowding in the jail. We're reducing the backlog in the courts. And if somebody doesn't want to pay the fine and just move on, they go to court and they can face the state statute. But we're also taking that same person that had a bad decision when they're 18 years old versus having a felony on their record the rest of their life trying to get gainful employment or being out tens of thousands of dollars trying to get it expunged. We're giving them that opportunity. The county is hard to get a hold of. If I'm elected commissioner, my phone numbers, my social media, everything will be available. And as far as the meetings and everything, there's no reason these meetings aren't on social media or the county website to where people that can't drive at night can get to these things, or even a mobile access. This meeting, we're going to be in Jeffersonville. We're going to publicize in 2 weeks, or in 2 months, we're going to be in Borden at the town hall. We're going to be in New Washington. That way we're not bothering the voters with having to drive down inclement weather and so on and so forth. How much time I got?
You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Like I said, I am not polished at this, people. The big thing is we need to sit down with every department head and become that parent. How many people in this room have said no to their kids? Come on. Okay, there we go. You gotta say no. I have to say no to my crews at work. No, we can't go buy that new piece of equipment. There's a perfectly good alternative here. We have to say no. We have to go through the budget, piece by piece by piece. And as commissioners, we have to be voices of the people and not fight against the people, because that's what's going on, is what you want put in place. I'll end with this. Daniel Webster said, "There are men of all ages who mean to govern well, but they mean to govern. They promise to be good masters, but they promise to be masters." I don't want anything like that. I'm not a career politician. I'm a lifelong county resident that's just tired of seeing the same mistakes day in and day out. I want to be the ears for the commissioners, to be the voice of the residents, and to stand up to the state. We've got incumbents right now that are lobbying the state to raise the tax cap. They want to tax them, well, it's only a few dollars more per year. That's fine, but then you get the school board. They're wanting more money. They're putting it on a ballot to raise your taxes to fund them. Then you get the fire departments that are in the fire district board stance. They're going to their fire district boards saying, hey, we need more money. We need all new equipment, though we don't have the manpower to even staff it. We want to raise taxes. Yep.